This video is sponsored by World of Warships. What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'll be taking a look at Hinoka and gonna be going over the builds that you can run on her in the modern times, and at the end I'll have a special bonus segment. So Resplendent Hinoka is a Gen 1 Lance Flyer, and that's definitely a really competitive class type, but she used to be a premium Lance Flyer back in those days, and she had Brave Lance as her weapon, but then she got Hinoka Spear as her preferred weapon. So this gave her +4 speed if she was near a flying or infantry ally in 2 spaces of her. So definitely pretty tame by the modern standards, and even back in that time, it was relatively tame. We did have Camilla as a free-to-play flyer that people could invest in compared to Hinoka, who was a 5-star logged unit. And then with her weapon refine, she was able to provide guidance to the infantry and flying allies in 2 spaces of her. So this is the regular guidance and not the guidance 4 that we see nowadays. So it did give her a supportive niche, but unfortunately because she was 5-star logged, not a lot of people would use her, and her stat spread was not the best even back then because she was not as fast as some of the other units. Hinoka might prefer air, but the sponsor of this video definitely prefers the sea. World of Warships is a free-to-play naval warfare game with stunning graphics and immersive gameplay. And guess what? The Azur Lane collaboration is back for its 6th wave, running from May 15th to June 28th. And this collaboration brings new premium ships, commanders like Shimakaze, Hornet with full voice packs, and amazing Azur Lane themed skins. These additions really spice up the game and add a unique touch to your naval combat. And there are an incredible number of commanders to choose from in World of Warships, including many legendary historical figures as well as some of your favorite fictional ones. Whether you prefer team play or solo adventures, World of Warships has got you covered, and it's also available on consoles. Download World of Warships using the first link in the description, and during registration use the invite code SIXTHWAVEAZURLANE to get 1.5 credits, 600 doubloons, 7 days of premium account, 1 Azur Lane container, Shimakaze and Fuso Azur Lane Commanders, and the Japanese destroyer ship Fubuki. With that said, let's continue with our video. Now, comparing the stat spread of Hinoka to the modern Lance Flyers, she's not going to be having any kind of chance, and she might keep up with the attack with the comparison with Vanessa, but compared to Summer Male Shez, who has a preferred dual phase brave weapon, this is insane. And even comparing her to some of the older Gen 1 and Gen 2 free-to-play units, you can see that they're going to be having more speed than her, and even though she has got a bit better mixed bulk, Shigure pretty much has similar bulk but a bit more speed. So investing in an old Lance Flyer is going to be a bit tough, and it's going to be tougher than investing in an old Sword Infantry unit because at least the Sword Infantry units have access to broken skills like Lagu's Friend and Godlike Reflexes, which can give them the unpierceable damage reduction. But for the Lance Flyers, they miss out on a lot of the good stuff for the tanking and also for the player phase. But if you're a big Hinoka fan, then you can try and run her with Arcane Xiang. So Lances don't really have a lot of really good inheritable options compared to bows. So mainly you're going to be running an Arcane weapon, and Arcane Xiang is going to be giving you special charges on both the enemy's attacks and your own attacks. So this way you can retaliate back with No Quarter, which is going to be piercing the damage reduction of the enemy, and Guard Bearing 4 is a pretty good flyer skill, but it has fallen off a bit because we have a lot of damage reduction piercing nowadays, so its damage reduction is not as solid as it used to be, but still this could be done, and you could get it from the divine codes, and you can also get soaring guidance. Attack speed unity could be a decent slotty skill that you could run on a build like this, and she wants to stack up all the speed that she can because already she's going to be a bit slower compared to a lot of her competition. And you can also go the full player phase route by running Arcane Lewin. So it is going to be giving you the full null follow-up and also doubt speed, defense, and it does give her true damage based on her speed, so that can be helpful. And you can run Flared Sparrow and aerial maneuvers, which is going to be giving her better mobility, and it does help her trigger No Quarter on her double. And Speed Defense Rain Snap can be a good supportive skill that you can run along with Soaring Echo if you're going to be running that as the attune skill. And at this point in the game, there's no reason of spending Divine Dues on her preferred weapon, and you might as well run any of these 2 Arcane Lances. And if we get a third one in the near future, then that could be an option. But as it stands right now, these 2 are going to be your best options, and you can try and fodder off a Bridal Sharina for Attack Speed XL and Potent 4, and her speed is at that point where she can make use of Potent 4 to a good degree, so it can be a slotty skill that you can run, and it does give you that damage reduction and also the potent follow-up attack. And attack speed XL is going to be having good synergy with Rain Snap with its extra movement, so this way you can get that flat damage reduction, and again no quarter is going to be the best special that you can run. Emblem Marth could help, but Emblem Marth is more needed for the second build where you want to trigger no quarter on her double. Arcane Lewin is definitely going to be the best weapon that she can run, and if you want to go with more of an enemy face build, then Firestorm Boost could be run so that you can have the extra bulk and the extra HP, and Breath of Life 4 is the new tanking option that is available now, so it can help you against the pre-combat damage and just for the self-sustain with its insane healing. So with Emblem Marth, you're going to be retaliating back with no quarters that are going to be piercing through the damage reduction, and you heal up a lot of the HP, and her HP is going to be massive as you can see. At this kind of max investment, 72 HP is quite a lot, and she's going to be taking on most of the melee foes. You can run distant counter as her Sacred Seal, but she's going to be depending way too much on the pierceable damage reduction from guard bearing, so that's why melee tanking is going to be a bit better. And then finally, if you want to run her with a mixed face build, and attack speed XL is going to be a pretty good scale that you can run with speed defense near trace 4. So the tier 4 version of the near trace skills do give you Canto 2 at the bare minimum, and that is actually really good for positioning and for retreating, and it works out really well with the extra movement of Rain Snap. So this build is pretty synergetic and can work at this kind of max investment. I definitely miss the times when we used to have unique refined icons, and that's definitely the best part of her weapon, but if I had to change her weapon and modernize it a bit, then this is what I would do. So she would need an ally in 3 spaces of her that is flying or infantry, and if that condition is met, then she's able to get the dual phase Brave effect. So before the weapon refine, she did have Brave Lance, and that's why I kind of gave her the Brave effect, and this way she's able to make use of her attack stat, which is definitely better than her speed, and she gets +4 to all of her stats in the combat, and then to herself and the flying and infantry allies in 2 spaces, she's able to give out the +6 attack and speed buff, and also the treachery status and the Canto 1 status. So I know it's a bit redundant with Honed Flyers, but we have gotten refines that just ignore the base kit at this point, like Julian's weapon refine as a recent example. So the visible buff is going to be working out well with treachery, and that is going to be giving you the true damage based on the visible buffs. And Canto 1 is really good to give for the mobility to your allies, and then for the weapon refinery, I would just upgrade the guidance to soaring guidance, and this way she can give out even better support. She's able to get another round of +4 to all of her stats, and she also gets 40% damage reduction on foes' first attacks, including the brave hits, and then I would make it so that she has got bonus doubler 4 built in the weapon. So it is going to be synergizing really well with the visible buffs that she's able to get. So she not only takes benefit of that with bonus doubler for stacking up more speed and attack, but she also does a lot of damage with her dual phase brave effect and the treachery effect that she can have on herself. So this way she's able to function a lot better and actually stand out as a lance flyer compared to a lot of the lance flyers that we have got in the game. So you can let me know what you think about my theory craft in the comments. You can click the link on your screen right now to check out my Resplendent review of Ira, our last Resplendent unit, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes would show my videos as many times as the lance flyers in this game. And don't forget to download World of Warships from the link in the description and use the invite code 6th Wave Azur Lane to get a bunch of goodies.